All right, ladies, specifically right now, if you are in business, you're thinking about starting a business, it doesn't really matter what stage of that process you're in, we've got a great thing going on for you. It's a wonderful retreat just for women. The folks at Media for Women have put this together for you. Tony Lee Adamson is here today, Bobby Brooks down on the other end, and Amy Ellis, one of the keynote speakers at the retreat coming up. Good to see everybody.
Thanks, Mark.
Okay, so, oops, there go my notes. What are we starting with at the retreat? I know it's coming up at the end of this month. It's right around the corner.
And we'd love to have people come, the women to come. It is a professional and personal development retreat for women. So Bobby and I, we specialize obviously in helping women become entrepreneurs, taking an idea and then going forward with it. Right. But we've also seen that a lot of women get stuck along the way because their children have issues or they feel like they can't do it. So we become kind of cheerleaders in the process, and that's what we're going to do at this retreat, be personal development cheerleaders.
It's interesting because knowing you two for a while now, you are so good at the business end of this, but I don't think you realize what good coaches and cheerleaders you are in the process. But I think that because you realize that that's a necessity, not just the nuts and bolts of the business, I think that's one of the reasons you brought Amy in.
Yes, exactly.
So you're going to be one of the keynote speakers, so what will you be addressing?
Well, my topic is remaining functional in a dysfunctional world. So essentially, I'll be helping women. You know, the reality is that we all have dysfunctions in our lives, our personal lives, our family lives, and it's about embracing the dysfunction and moving forward in an encouraging way, in a positive way in our lives, despite the struggles that we all go through.
I love that message because everybody's dealing with something. And it's nice for people to know, hey, you know what, you're not alone, you're not unique. But here's some common things that we can all do to get over our challenges and move ahead. I mean, in business, I know that applies, and this is going to help folks at home as well. I mean, you take that information and apply it, to all phases of your life, I would think.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, Bobby, talk to me about the retreat then just a little bit.
Sure.
I really want women to, we haven't talked about the business side of this hardly at all, but we've got pictures up here of last year's retreat. I know you had a great time.
Right. Right.
You want folks to sign up. You want women to get signed up now.
Well, we have limited spots, and they're filling up, obviously. But what we're asking is for women to consider taking a few days and just focusing on what they want to do in 2012. Because, this year's winding up. Where do they want to be next year? How do they want to get going? So we're going to be providing training, teaching. There's going to be people actually helping with social media, helping with websites, talking about how to overcome the obstacles that want to take you out. And part of Amy's gift is she gets to be there in a safe environment. Sometimes we don't want to go to the clinical setting.
Right.
So what a great opportunity to be in an environment with a small group and really share those things that we may not want to share publicly.
Well, and Media for Women, of course, you help men in business all the time. I mean, you help anybody that comes to you for guidance and direction in business. But it's important, I think, sometimes that women get off in a retreat setting like this and just deal with things that might be unique to them. Or even if not that, like you say, in a safe environment where you can talk about some stuff that you might not be comfortable if there was a bunch of guys around.
Right, and when you have a topic, like Amy tends to specialize with the ADHD child through adulthood. So when you have a speaker who's going to address that, suddenly it's not so scary, and then the women start talking to each other about it. And that's really our goal, that we can not feel so alone and really move forward together. That's why we're calling it Moving On. Let's move on and let's do it together.
Well, let's talk about how folks can register then.
Well, they can call the toll-free number, 800-992-0369. They can go to mediaforwomen.com. There's lots of avenues to get to finding out how this retreat is. $199. It's $199 for the entire weekend.
And that includes just about everything, doesn't it?
Includes everything.
And
it's
the meals.
The Ellis Hotel in Costa Mesa is beautiful. It's luxurious. All the meals. And, they can pay when they get there. We'll work with them on whatever they need to just get to this retreat.
Well, thank you so much. We're just going to make sure that everybody knows about this and continue to talk about it. Amy, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you very much.
Bobby, Tony Lee, always great to see you. Women, get signed up for this thing now. Don't wait. And do yourself a favor and, call it a little getaway, a little something just for you. But it's going to be great. So for more information, you go to san diego6.com, click on San Diego Living, and you'll find what you need right there.